Hey everyone. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Um Shout out to everybody. Hey DB, how are you? Thank you for becoming a member. Okay, I want to go back a little bit. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for being here. I see 32 people in here. My chat's not moving. I don't know why. Hopefully I'm thinking people in the bushes. Shout out to everybody. Okay. I don't know. Is it my phone? Is it my internet? Hey, Intergalactic, welcome. Okay, I see people moving. I see people moving. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Bug Love. And Stormy, how you doing, love? You were just thinking about her yesterday. I couldn't find any new info other than what's already been out there. Yeah, and this isn't new info per se. Okay, so like keep that in mind. Um, this right here, but I found an article. I'm always having a hard time when it comes to these stories because I never really know like who is really keeping up with this stuff. And I don't want this to go cold, but where is this girl? Where is Chelsea Grimm? Right. And this was back when we were talking about it. This is when people were saying that she appeared disoriented. But this one is a little bit more specific in terms of articles. Oh my God. Hey there. Brenda's like, I wanted an update. I was in Arizona the last few days and kept my eyes open for her. Yes, Brenda. Hey, Cheeks. Hey, everybody. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think I need new headphones, which really sucks because these aren't even a year old. I really hate that. These are not even a year old. But let me go to this article right over here. And then we're going to go over to Reddit because I guess a friend of Chelsea posted on Reddit. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. And I know SF Investigates has been on it as far as Chelsea Grimm, and SF Investigates is a channel friend. Hold up. Let me see if I can pull up SF real quick. And, of course, you guys got to follow SF on Twitter. He's been very, very much on this story too. We're going to play some of his stuff as well, and we'll look into that. But this was an article that was, I believe, on the 20th. So Chelsea Grimm, a California woman who vanished during a cross-country trip, appeared disoriented at an Arizona hotel earlier this month, according to what a witness told police. A witness described 33-year-old Chelsea Grimm confused at a hotel after she called her parents about abandoning her cross-country trip to a Connecticut wedding and returning to California instead. On September 27th, Grimm contacted her parents and canceled the trip, telling her parents that she would be camping a few days in Arizona before returning to Ocean Beach. So this is as CrimeOnline previously reported. I just don't think I can do this by myself, she told her parents. Sheriff the sheriff by the name of Jim and said Grimm canceled her lunch plans with a friend on September 27th and that she had planned to meet on September 28th. This is a CBS 8 report. Later that day, the witness saw her at a hotel. We were told by one individual that she seemed confused when they saw her. She was trying to exchange euros. Remember that part? That she was trying to exchange euros as opposed to US currency. Okay. And on September 28th, an officer spoke to Grimm at a cemetery in Williams, Arizona, following a call about a woman acting suspicious. Grimm reportedly told the officer that she became emotional while working on photographs or photography or photos project concerning missing soldiers, adding that she planned to sleep in her vehicle, a white Ford Escape, that night. Now, y'all remember that part? Everybody was remembering? Yes, please keep that family in your prayers, you guys. Please do, please do. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, Wim just gifted 5 memberships. Oh my God. We did do some of this a couple of days ago, but SF posted some new footage of that area, generally, Jenny. So we're gonna look into that as well. So this was part of that article where people said that she appeared disoriented. We don't know who exactly said that, just somebody that had said that. Yes, thank you, Wim. You are so awesome. Thank you. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying in here. Hold up. I was just doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road, Grimm told the officer, according to police body cam footage obtained from by azfamily.com. On February 30th, a woodcutter reported seeing Grimm while she was camping overnight in her SUV in Ash Fork, Arizona. He reportedly said that she appeared to be fine. He talked to her around noon, and she said she was fine and she didn't need any help. She was just out taking photographs. So her parents are still distraught. There's still like a lot of concerns about her whereabouts. We definitely wanted to kind of keep this up to date. Now, SF Investigates, of course, you guys know the man is a private investigator. He's an investigator and he's helped a lot of families of missing loved ones. So I wanted to show a little bit of just his footage. He says on his post, for those that would like to see the area and terrain that Chelsea Grimm's vehicle was found, I uploaded a 4-minute drone clip and to an unlisted YouTube page. Where I'm standing at the end is where the car is found. And I love that. Oh, let me see if I could. How come I can't make it bigger? Here we go. I don't think there's any sound to it. This is drone footage to give an idea of the terrain, and there's no sound to it. Can you guys let me remove myself real quick? Yes. Look at that, guys. It doesn't it look just like like when you're looking at from like a drone footage, it just looks so different. Look at that. So he says like right at the inn is where her vehicle is found. Wow. It is a rough terrain. It really is in the middle of nowhere. Like I don't d- I would love to know as if SF, excuse me, like is there any actual self-service here or anything like that? You really wish somebody would interview the woodcutter on camera? There is really nothing out there. But that terrain, my goodness. Did you guys see you have you guys seen this video before? This is the video that SF captured. Shout out to him. And I'm gonna make sure I drop his Twitter page. Yo, cause SF is on it all the time, all the time. She wasn't seen in California. You gotta watch the intro, love. We were reading the article where she had been spotted. Yeah. Look at that. It looks completely deserted, right? Hold up. And then there's more. It's a 4-minute video. This is drone footage. Yes. In the cam footage, it says she smoked pot. I hope she didn't take anything later on and had a bad trip, getting lost in the train. Right, right. No worries, Montana J. Thank you for stopping by. Just arrived, starting at the beginning. Thank you guys. Yeah, I don't Bama. Do y'all see well, okay, their trees are coming. The trees are coming. But do you guys see any trees that need to be cutted? If this is the last, like, spot that her vehicle was, I don't know, at Bama, you just pointed something out. Well, did she walk through that? This is for those that are coming in, so this is SF Investigates video, and this is the terrain, okay, of where her car was found, and he tells us at the very end, at the 4-minute mark, I think, is where the vehicle was found. Look at that terrain. I mean, it's not like there's potholes there, because you might remember, I think it was shout out to Peekaboo. I said investigate the tree cutter. Shout out to Peekaboo because Pika was like, "I've had 2 flat tires, but, like, in this terrain? I don't know." You said, "Is that a river?" No, I don't think it's a river. Does it look like a river? It says Pika, here it is, deserted place to be especially in a low right, peek up, but look at this place. Look at those cars right there. So I wasn't sure if anybody had seen this footage, but Bama's like, "Listen, Rabbit, I don't see any trees that need to be cut. Not at all. Look at this." So there okay, I'm assuming that that's Steve right there. Hold up. Let me go back a little bit. Man, I love that he does this because it gives us over here on the true crimers. This is look, this is SF Investigates, and he's totally. I'm gonna try to make it bigger and get myself out. See if I can zoom in, okay? Let me see. I don't think it's gonna let me zoom into this video, but he is totally given us. He said it stops right where Chelsea's vehicle was found. Let me pull another. Oh, hold up. Damn it. Did I just All right, is everybody here? Everybody's here. Sorry, I just my screen just went a little crazy. Okay. Let me pull another screen up. No, her car wasn't broke down, Jade. She was found. Two of the tires were flat. Her car was found in this location. I know. SF listen, SF Investigates does not play, okay? Y'all gotta give him his flowers because he gets in there and he finds and he's really about working with families and doing what's best for the families, okay? So he uploaded this video 16 hours ago and it says, for those that would like to see the area and terrain that Chelsea Grimm's vehicle was found, I uploaded a 4-minute drone clip to an unlisted YouTube page. Where I'm standing at the end is where her car was found. So her car was found. That's Steve right there. Okay? Right there. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Right there is Steve. Okay? So he did the clip so he understood. Look at this. This is where her car was found. Do y'all see any like where was this woodcutter, the trees, just like Bam said? Let me see. Yes, the 2 front tires were flat. Look at where they were. This is where her car was found. Right there. That location. It is insane, right? Hey, Queen Bella. Hey, Quirky. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, like where does the woodcutter tree dude come in, right? It is. It's treacherous. Absolutely. It is a huge area. So I love, love, love that he did that. Um, it's such a weird location. Bama says, "Hey, Claire," says Bama says that unless the cutter was on his way to some trees and that road was in his way. Yeah, those like trees, right? The top right, maybe that's what he was hanging out there for. It's a dirt road. I mean, listen, we could play for those that are coming in. I'm gonna replay it again, okay? So SF Investigates uploaded the like drone footage. He flew his drone over the terrain where Chelsea Grimm's car was found. And so if you look at the terrain, it looks like a very interesting area. So let me play it again for those that are just coming in. Okay, if you're coming in, please hit the like button and let me go. Hold up. There's no sound to this video, by the way. No sound whatsoever. All right, come on. Is it playing? Nope. Here it is. So this just gives you an idea of the area. Yes, he's not active on YouTube, but he is active on Twitter. That's where you'll find him. Hey, pet wellness coach. Welcome. It was her two passenger tires. You said not her front tires? Is that what you're saying? I have to look at the article and confirm that. Crumbly said it wasn't a tree cut. What a wood cutter. A wood carver. Wood carver. Right? But this just gives you an idea of the area, you guys. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I gotta mute. So he's an artist? So he wasn't a woodcutter? Like you're saying like he's an artist, right? I'm sorry, and I wanna get it right. Crumbly R says wood carver, artist, not tree trimmer. Gotcha. Okay, I just when the articles are reporting this, they're not calling him that. So, I mean, that's a difference, right? Like differentiating somebody who's an artist versus somebody who's just there cutting wood, right? Yeah, okay. I haven't but they haven't updated that in the articles, love. But let me know. Hey, Pecan. You know what though? But that is that the pet. It says anywhere if she had a pet reptile with it, this could be anywhere, right? Like, what about her pet reptile? The little I don't want to call it an iguana. I think it's what is it called? You guys put in the listen. I'll call it the reptile. There was a cute little reptile that was with her. But I mean, that little pet needs maintenance. He can't survive in this kind of like heat, right? Like it's not made for Arizona weather. So somebody must be taking care of this pet, or unless this pet, the bearded dragon, thank you, Pika, the bearded dragon, unless it like died. But no street lights, neither. I bet it was so dark out there at night. Yeah, it was dark. I would be freaking out, you guys. I would be freaking out if I'm driving in this terrain. And I've driven in some crazy ass terrain, but here, not an amphibian. It's a bearded dragon. It's a bearded dragon. Um, But look at that. Look at all this footage that SF got. So it just gives you an idea of all this area. So today, at the request of the lead private investigator in the Chelsea Grimm case, he's in the field working leads. And with the permission of the lead detective, I viewed and searched Chelsea's vehicle at the police impound. So SF actually went in there and searched the vehicle. I cannot disclose what was found in the car, but there, and I'm reading his post as you guys are watching this video. I cannot disclose what was found in the car, but there were a significant amount of evidence. Since it was made public but conflicting stories, I can confirm that the passenger side tires were flat. They were not slashed on purpose or purposely deflated. They were not slashed on purpose. Okay. No, we don't know that. She hasn't been found. She's not been found. She has not been found. So this is SF. He was giving us the idea of where her car was found. So this is a straight post from SF. Okay. And then he posted this on the 20th. So it was what, 2 days ago. He went to go look at the car. Okay. He said, I cannot disclose what was found in the car, but there were a significant amount of evidence since it was made public, but conflicting stories. I can confirm the passenger side tires were flat. They were not slashed or purposely deflated. I'm meeting with a witness in a few minutes and then driving back to LA tonight because I have plans this weekend with someone I can't cancel on. I have been asked by the investigators to come back to Arizona Monday to continue the investigation and search efforts for Chelsea, and I will do so. So he's been on it as well. He's been investigating as well. Yeah, anywhere all the time, giving out too much info. Yes, I can't see her driving out there by herself with no cell service. Well, and that's a question. I kind of want to ask SF if there's cell service over there. Right. Yeah, keep this family in your prayers, you guys. I mean, and we're hoping for some kind of an outcome that we might get. So, again, this is SF's right here on Twitter, and he does a lot of work for families of missing loved ones, but he's been posting and kind of giving us ideas about where he's at. This was posted on October 20th. For anyone that wants to track me today in the Chelsea Grim search, here's the link. I've set tracking colors to red. Let's hope today is the day Chelsea is found. And I didn't even know this. Oh, I can't even hold up. See if I can accept all of this. Ooh, I might have to message him. Hopefully he'll answer me if I message him later and ask him how things are going. Um, I just got to the hotel. I stopped by the grocery store on my way in here from the search. I forgot to turn my tracking off. Okay. And then he tagged somebody, text me, wanted to know if what the fuck is going on in the grocery store. Proof of my ad here, LOL. I worked to recap the search. So I guess he had the tracker on while he was at the store buying his stuff. Okay, here's another video that he posted on the 20th. This is a video from the exact spot that Chelsea Grimm's vehicle was found. I'm puzzled by this disappearance. This is not anything like a typical mountain disappearance. I'll be back tomorrow. Hold up.
Came from this direction, coming this way, but there's no. So this is the exact spot that where Chelsea's car was found. Sheriff's Department does have a missing person poster up there. It's also that's the first sign I've really come across the whole way here. There's also a turnout. Like she came from this direction, coming this way, but there's a turnout right here, like where my car is.
Wow.
But apparently she stopped right here in the middle. It's flat. It's easily walkable. Lost person behavior would probably tell you that.
Here's my question though. Her tires, okay, they weren't. This is what SF said. They weren't slashed. They weren't like deflated. They were. What is it? I don't want to make up words. What did he say? Hold up. I don't want to make up words. Based on what he said when he searched the car, he said that, and this is his exact words, that I cannot disclose what was found in the car, but there were a significant amount of evidence. See, evidence of what? I'm not really sure. Since it was made public but conflicting stories, I can confirm that the passenger side tires were flat. Okay, the tires were flat. They were not slashed or purposely deflated. Deliberate. Yes, they weren't punctured. But what did he mean by evidence? That's the thing that I don't understand. Like, you think so? Sounds like she possibly her car lost control and the tires blew? Potentially, but like she must have been going really fast. Look at this terrain. So what if she's missing and the tires wasn't slashed? Isn't people out there looking for her and getting the word out? It's a good thing, right? You think maybe her purse and her cell phone and they were flattened out purposely. That's weird. Where there was a nail in the tire. Did he see that in the car in person? Right. Yeah, she could have popped the tires in this terrain. Hmm. Maybe she was going really fast and then the tires popped. That could have been it. And then it stopped right here and then she leaves out of her car and, maybe that's what happened. Because they're not talking about the car was flipped over. The car was found where it was found, right? Anyways, let me play this clip. Let me start right here.
So this is the exact spot that where Chelsea's car was found. Sheriff's Department does have a missing person poster up there. It's also that's the first sign I've really come across the whole way here. There's also a turnout. Like she came from this direction, coming this way, but there's a turnout right here, like where my car is. But apparently she stopped right here in the middle. It's flat. It's easily walkable. Lost person behavior would probably tell you that she'd keep going straight, which is mainly where they searched. But I just have a feeling that because it's so flat and easy coming in, and she knew that she may go back out the same way. But they did search. I've got their search grids, their lines that they searched by air and by ground, and they did a bunch to the west, some to the east, not a lot north, very little to the south. So I think I'm going to do. I've flown a couple drones out already. I think I'm going to do some to the south. That takes you into pretty heavy tree line. Well, no, except they're not real tall trees.
Is this private property too? Like I'm kind of made me. I don't know. Like it just looks so. It's just a road, right? Where does it lead to? Where does it take you to? Yeah, for sure. Campers will purposely deflate their tires to camp. Two deflated tires sounds intentional since none your business. A little rock can get stuck in the tires and deflate it. How much law enforcement was on the scene working on it when they found the car? That's a great question. Like, where are they at? How about the scenery? How much did they search in this area? If she was driving too fast, she ran over something in fast both tires would have popped. It happened to me when I accidentally drove over a parking curb. I've driven over a parking curb too. Those are not fun, especially if you have one of those low cars. Yeah, I get it. Just saying hi. Oh, welcome, Christina. Welcome, welcome. She's sad she told her family traveling alone was too overwhelming. She could have became stressed about it and caused a mental episode or was a victim of foul play. I would think so too. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like driving alone, especially on a road trip cross country. That would be too much. Too much. You said it looks like clay. It does look like clay. It does look like I would expect police to be out here or search people, but maybe they think that there's more to this, you know? I don't know. Have they released if they brought anything on a card recently? Yeah, where does the road lead to? Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, did anybody take her cards? Were there any purchases? Those are great questions. How far to help from where the car was found? That's a great question. And it doesn't look like it's very like it's not near a rest stop or anything like that. But to me, this gives me like private property feelings, you know?
And then north, although it's private property, she would have to cross a fence line
Private
eventually,
property.
but she just walk that way because there's these
Yes.
windmills up there, and that would give you the illusion, or not the illusion, it would let you know that there's a road there. So, but this is a good road, so I don't know. It's very strange situation.
Mm. Yes. What if give me 1 second. I'm I pray that she got it right out, but it is private. Some of it is private property. If there were windmills, it's the middle of nowhere in my opinion. Huh. Thank you, Pecan. Okay, I know we're not entitled to anything, but I hope we eventually find out what they have if they're able to say anything without jeopardizing the case. Absolutely. If I was alone and got a flat, I would be a big baby. I would lock all the doors inside and hide in the car. Hmm. I mean, she wasn't. No, she has not been found. She's not been found. Yo, you guys, she has not been found. This is okay, maybe I need to fix my title so people are aware. I am reading an article that was printed here on the 20th, okay? This is online, crimeonline.com, all right? So she was disoriented and spotted at a hotel. But this is what witnesses are saying. We don't like other than that, they haven't seen anything. They don't know anything outside of the wood carver. What people have said, that's about it. Yes, I had to have searched that area thoroughly. I really hope that they had to have searched that area thoroughly. I mean, I don't know, guys, but like, let me see. Let me go back over here. So this was SF back on Twitter, and let me go back to what else is being posted. Hold up, y'all. Let's see. Here is a wrap up of things I discovered from the Chelsea Grimm search. The area is not rugged at all. The road is in very good shape. Okay, keep that in mind. This is his assessment. You don't even need an SUV. If you were to break down there, you could easily walk out if you're in decent shape. The car was blocking the road. This caught the attention of a local hunter and his grandson who saw the car twice on September 30th. They specifically looked to see if the tires were flat and if that was a reason it was left blocking the road. They said the tires were not flat. I 100% believe them. The sheriff's department approached the car 5 days later. The passenger side tires were flat. Not known about fuel because keys were not inside. So her keys were not inside. Doors were locked. Battery was not dead. I found non-evidence. I found non-evidence at all today. There were several camps in the area because hunting season opens tomorrow. They have been there for a month scouting. Some of the nicest people I have ever met. I would have zero issues camping out there alone. Her ex-boyfriend and his friend are in Arizona and set up a 30K GoFundMe right away. We talked about that the last time we were live talking about this. One of them made a video about me this morning bitching bitching that I was being paid and they had raised no money. There does not seem to be a credible eyewitness account from the area. I can't discuss that though. I'm going to search tomorrow. Something is off, that is for certain. I think in the next 72 hours the case will reveal itself. I could be very wrong. This is an effing strange one. Where's my drink? I don't know where I left my drink. Um, hmm. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, she was spotted in the beginning when she was missing. Thank you so much, Laura. Whatever the reason, I just hope she is okay and will be located soon. Yes. See, Claire says, okay, that's weird. Tires weren't initially flat, but days later they were. Why were the tire and then the car was locked too? That tells me the tires probably looked damaged, but not initially visible. It's strange that she thought she could do a cross country and then told her family she couldn't do it still in West Coast. She must have been disappointed and worried to give up so early, right? Mm. Wait, says Rabbit, I was on a live show with two of her friends in it. They said her ex BF is bad news. Which show was that? Would you tell me the name and I could pull it up? Well, in any case, I was hoping this was recent and that should be seen because that means that they're probably hope, right? Oh my God, here's SF. I just logged in and saw Claire's comment. Can you clear it up? SF, do you want me to drop the link for you? Because you're more than welcome. We were just talking about your post. We're like, oh my God, this drain footage, excuse me, drone footage is crazy. Shout out to SF. Hi, SF. Everybody's greeting him. I think she took a dragon out to see the sun and went far and got lost. Oh, yeah, it's fine, SF. You can do audio. You don't need to do camera. I don't know, my computer's flipping out. Come on. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. I see. Yeah, you could do audio. You don't need to be on camera. Yeah, she was having difficulty with X, wasn't in good spirits when he began. Laura, so you think that the X has more to offer in this? I mean, even SF writing this about the 30K totally has me, you know? Just no way, Claire, no way. I mean, you just never know. You never know though. But see, why would the ex start a GoFundMe? There's always an ex who's friend who wanna be on YouTube and think is shady. Lord have mercy, guys. It's suspicious. It definitely is suspicious. I dropped a link for SF. I could send it to you on your message on Twitter if you want to, you guys. For those that are wondering, SF is huge on Twitter. You guys go check him out. He helps out a lot of the families of missing loved ones across the United States. I don't know. He stated supposedly it was to fund his s- trip to go search. Yeah, but he didn't even consult with the family about, you know, wanting to go and search, right? I don't know. So this was just a little bit of what SF posted. Um, he also put in here something that I would add. It's just my opinion because literally everything is on the table in this case. Abductions and or assaults are violence. Things are broken. Things are broken. Blood is splattered. Hair is pulled out. Clothes are ripped. Here the car was locked. Alarm set. The lizard was not left in the car. If it was an abduction or assault, it would be very. It's a very curious one. So it sounds like they're. I mean that's a good point. I know, right? Every boyfriend did it. Stop, Glare. Hashtag every boyfriend did it. Every ex, no, not boyfriend, ex boyfriend. Yeah, and the family said not to donate to the ex-boyfriend GoFundMe. Well, they must not be very close. I'll just say that much, right? Like clearly they're not very close. Um this was SF on the 19th. He says, "Before I give a longer brief, I see there's the talk about tires on Chelsea's Grimm's vehicle. I talked to the sergeant that is head of the SAR. When they encountered the vehicle the evening of the 5th, both passenger tires were flat. Car was locked with no key inside. They don't know about the fuel levels because they couldn't start the ignition. But when they made forced entry into the car, the alarm went off. So the battery was not dead. That's a good point. So she just stopped her car and locked it? I spoke to the gentleman and his grandson who saw the car on the 30th, and I fully believed him when he says that the tires were not flat. The car was right in the middle of the road, so they looked to see if the car was visibly disabled. And that's why it was left there and there was nothing obvious. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Hold up. You said Chelsea's ex-boyfriend was trying to say he's Chelsea's current fiance when she went missing? Are you serious? She took the lizard, and I'm hoping she's just escaped for a bit and she was depressed. Maybe she just, but I would imagine if it's pitch black, um, if it's pitch black and it's like you can't see out there, I would imagine that this shit would be scary. Any terrain is scary, you know? I'm dropping the link again for SF. I think he's getting his stuff ready. Hold up, because I don't want him to miss the link. And I don't know if I can pin it. Let me see if I can pin it from the chat. All right. And can you guys do me a favor? Make sure you're hitting that like button, please, and thank you. It does not cost you anything. The link is for SF Investigates only. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, hey, Burden of Proof is in the house. Says October 5th, when she was reported missing, Coconino Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue and Criminal Investigation Division responded to the area immediately and began search efforts. It remains ongoing. Thank you. I guess everyone with the GoFundMe killed somebody, right? They should rename the site Fund My Guilt. I don't think that that's the case. It's just, I will say this. Um, if thank you so much, love. If you listen, you don't start GoFundMe's to do search efforts without consulting the family that, you know, who's there. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. It just looks weird to me. That's what I'm saying, you know? That's all I'm saying. You are the best rabbit, always covering the right cases and so much respect, also in fun. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for the 269. Thank you, thank you. Who escapes like that? Stop the car in the middle of the road, right, Peg? Some of this. The glare. The glare, shut up, the glare. I become very disoriented, even in places I'm familiar with, when my mental health isn't well. This would be I would say so too. Listen, I have driven in some terrain and um thank God for rest stops, but I'm just saying, like, the rest stop's scary, you know? Here's more footage that he took from the 19th. Hold up, let's see what he's
Probably
driving
about
through. This is
a mile.
actually SF's driving. Hold up, let me see if I can go. Look at this.
This just to give an idea of the area. Probably about a mile and a half from the first area where I launched the drone. I'm guessing about 3 miles from where the car was.
It's like
But this
nothing.
is, you could walk out of here, no problem.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you
Cool.
doing?
Good. Thanks.
I was sharing some of your posting because I had been watching and was like, damn, it's good to have somebody that's got, feet on the ground over there. So I appreciate you and the work that you do
Yeah.
in your
Just,
cases.
just, um, just to make everyone aware. So I am hired on this case now, but
Okay.
there's another private investigator, ahead of me. So that was hired first. So I'm going to be limited in what I can say, but there's a few
Okay.
things that I can clear up that we've learned in the last couple of days. And when I logged on, because I was actually posting, I just posted some more drone footage, and I and it happened to be a headline there, and I clicked on yours, and I saw Glara's comment, which is that was accurate, and I can now clear up what that is. It, I was up there searching several days, and the thing that was so confusing is this guy Bill Secker, who has lived out there forever and was with his grandson. And he remembered the date of the 30th specifically because it was his birthday. And he said, we saw that car and it was right in the middle of the road, and it did not have flat tires. And we couldn't, he said, we specifically looked to see if anything was wrong with the car, because why would it be it was left in the middle of the road. And so they assumed that because elk season opened last Friday, a lot of people have been up there last month scouting. He said, so he assumed it was somebody just saw some elk and they ran off or whatever. And then, but then we had heard, but I hadn't confirmed yet, that the tires were flat on the right side. So when I got there for the first day of searching, I got in contact with the sergeant who's the head of search and rescue. And he confirmed that when they made contact with the vehicle, the passenger and the passenger front and rear tires were flat.
Whoa.
And the car was flat. The car was locked, and they didn't know. I asked about the fuel level, and he said we couldn't get the ignition on, so because the keys were gone, so we couldn't check that. But when we forced entry, the alarm went off, so we know the alarm was good. That was like last Tuesday or Wednesday. I got permission. I went to the police impound yard on Friday, and I searched the vehicle and photographed it and documented and everything. And it definitely, they were flat. And I've now been able to piece together what that confusion is. And this isn't anything that's any secret. It's going to give away anything or anything like that. In fact, stuff that we want people to kind of know, because we know there are people out there helping to search. Right? I know that there's a search crew out there today of 6 people. So this is information that I think is helpful and doesn't really give anything away. We have like 4 eyewitness accounts, and 3 of those being in what I'll call the forest area, because once you go off into the forest roads, you're in the forest. And some of these have been publicly put out there, and one was, of course, Bill and his grandson, who said they saw it in the road, and the tires were not flat.
Okay.
And then there was a woodcutter that said he actually spoke to her twice.
Steve, is it a wood cutter or wood carver? Because people were saying it's a cutter. So
chopping, making firewood. Yeah.
Making firewood. So not like an artist.
No.
Okay.
And he's actually part of the search team that's out there today. But we did not know who this person was. What happened was it just became, it was lucky because it was kind of this small town. Everybody knows everything. When I went to the police impound yard, they had to, go through some paperwork to get me back there. So I was in the lobby of this, it's just this tiny town, this ash fork. And I was talking to the 2 ladies that were working in there. And I was like, we hear about this woodcutter, but we don't know how to get a hold of him. She's like, oh, I know so-and-so, and called them, and that's his cousin. And I called the guy, and he's a sheriff deputy, and he's part of the search today too. And he's like, oh yeah, my cousin. And he saw it. She was off of that road and in the trees, like, it had a camp set up. And he actually spoke to her twice, make sure she was okay. And so from talking to him and then talking to Bill again, what's happened is, so the one sighting that we have is about 6 miles. So like if she's this road goes kind of north and west and kind of makes an arc. So it would go from Williams and it would arc to the west and come out at Ash Fork. Makes like a half circle. So she entered from the Williams side, and then the first sighting that we have from this couple that was out there hunting with their kid is about 6 miles in on this road, and they gave us an exact location, which tomorrow I'm going to go out and do a lot more searching in that area. So we knew about that. And then we always just assumed, because we hadn't talked to the woodcutter, that he was talking about he saw the car where they ended up finding the car. And when I talked to Bill Secker several times, there was always this confusion about this dam. There's this, I forget what it's called. I don't have my notes in front of me. It's something dam right before it. And he's like, well, what we figured out yesterday was, after talking to the woodcutter, is that they saw the car about a mile before where it was found by the sheriff's department.
Gotcha.
He said that she had a camp set up there with a fire and everything. We have pictures of the fire pit. So what Bill saw was the car parked in the road at the camp like a mile before. So she left since then, and that's when the tires had blown out when she left this location. So where they see it on the 30th, because there's a gap from the 30th until the 5th, is when the sheriff's department went and got it, or they actually went and got it 6th, but they made contact with it on the 5th. So within that 5 days, so they saw it 5 days earlier. She's in a camp that we didn't know about just down the road a mile or two. When she left the camp, she must have blown out the tires. And if you look at the photos that were put out by the sheriff's department,
but you said blown out the tires, right? So that
it was that they were not slashed or anything like that.
Okay,
from that.
So that sounds more of a natural.
So
naturally.
I actually had 3 Department of Transportation people come while I was inspecting it, and they're it's indicative of hitting like a lava rock or something off. In other words, going off the road.
Yes.
The same thing with 2 tires. The front one was way worse than the back, but you could tell she drove it until it just wouldn't drive anymore.
Wow. So like to the rim almost, I'm assuming.
The front one shredded.
Gotcha.
So and then it made much more sense. Like, okay, they saw the car 5 days earlier back. We didn't know she had a camp set up. We think this is like one continuous thing she's doing. We didn't realize she's actually, setting up camp in different areas, in which we now got some text messages that indicate that was kind of an intention. So, and I can't say too much more, really, but I did want to clear that up because that's information that I had put out and makes it look like maybe Bill was incorrect or I was incorrect. It really, what it was is it was a different event. And if you look at the photo that the sheriff's department put out, they said that in a follow-up thing, they said, we're releasing some photos from her camera that she took, to see, so you can see what she's wearing. There's one where she's like, got her glasses on. It's like, you can see her car behind her. If you look, you can see the road in the shot, and you can see she's pulled off into the grass, and you can see 2 mud ruts that she made going in. So she was pulling off the road instead of like going on the little paths that are already made to go into the camp where you can camp or whatever.
You're talking
that photo right. See, all right. See in the dirt. See the 2 tire marks. See how she's pulled this down straight down into the grass. Well, that's all like there's sharp rocks there and stuff.
You're talking about this photo right here.
No, the one where it says she's looking right in the camera, and she's right there. See this one in the dirt. See the 2 tire marks going in.
Yes.
So she went in. She's gone into the grass. Now, when she backs out and come in, there is rocks and sharp stuff in that grass. You don't want to get off that road. That road is hard paved. You can drive 40 miles an hour on it, but you don't want to get off it. And she obviously just plowed right in off of it. So
she would have needed somebody's assistance to pull her vehicle out.
No, what I'm saying is when she pulled out, she very well could have like popped the tires by running over a rock, a sharp lava rock or something like that. That's probably what happened. That's just guessing.
Is there a cell service in this area?
So I got every once in a while I would get service. You can most of the time you're not going to have service. But I will say this: her car was about 14 miles in or so, 13, 14 miles. She's in good shape. It would be an easy walk out.
Okay.
Easy. I thought it was going to be like mountainous. I was shocked when I got there. And if you look at now there is the footage I just put up. I just posted literally before I went on with you. Is the location where the first eyewitness sighting is, which is on the
Oh, I have it
29th,
here.
which is on the 29th. So that area, and those witnesses told me, the husband told me, he's like, if you go beyond those trees, he's like, it's the only section in the area, but if you go beyond the trees, which you'll see I'm about to do in the drone, he's like, it just drops off into this cliff, these rocky cliffs. And he's like, so the car was back by these trees, he said. But now we know that the car made it another 7 miles up the road. They moved their camp, or I say she was alone. She moved her camp another 6-7 miles, but with lost person behavior, she may backtrack and walk out the same way she came in because she knows it's safe. I don't know why she'd go off the main road and then all of a sudden go through the trees, but she's also not in the best spot mental health wise. So there's mania going on, and you don't know what what the thought process is.
Right.
And see how it just drops here into the rocks. Now this is
Wow.
the only thing in the area, but this is also a long ways away from where the car was ultimately found. Where it was found was literally on the crest. I mean, on the highest part there is. So she would be going
Oh man.
downhill. Yeah.
My goodness. What about anything on the bearded lizard, or bearded dragon? I said lizard.
The only thing I know about it is that it was not in the car when they made entry.
Okay.
I went through the car. It's
And of course, if you can't share anything,
yeah, no, it's
out of
just, I mean,
respect.
it's not that, it's just, no, I mean, literally, it's not that I'm trying to hide. It's a very confusing case. It's
Absolutely.
super, super confusing. I do not know the answer. I mean, I'm not holding back anything with that. We don't know the answer yet. I mean, there's basically two theories on the table, and
Yeah.
but I don't want to speculate. And it's super confusing because now it looks like, okay, I can see what happened with the tires. We can explain that. We know that we just didn't know that she had camped in their spot. But it's like, why couldn't she walk out? It'd be so easy. If it was foul play, why
Okay.
did they let her lock the car, put the alarm on, take her lizard with her?
Yes.
It's just
It's a
um,
mystery, I guess, and of course, if there's, like I said, I respect whatever you
you
can
know,
or can't share. But somebody had a question. So when the police got to the vehicle, it was not blocking the road where the hunters saw it anymore. I thought the post sounded like it was still in the same
no,
spot.
yeah, it was that picture that the sheriff's department. Yes, there is a history there, Blair. We at the time we don't know.
If she was
Uh,
using.
the boyfriend, the boyfriend is the ex-boyfriend. They have a different lifestyle. I mean, she's very like well. I mean, she's got a psychology degree and she's a counselor. But
Oh, wow. So she has a psychology degree. She's a counselor as well?
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, but this
Wow.
boyfriend and the guy that came up with her is, these are all things that just throw us off. Like, why are these people so inserted and why are they starting GoFundMe's and they're not supposed to be around anyways,
Well,
so
did they consult with the family? That was
no,
my question. So they just
no,
said, "We're gonna start a GoFundMe," and not consult with the family before starting it? That's ridiculous.
they still have not taken the GoFundMe down. Um,
I heard is it correct that it's over 30K at this point?
no, that's what the goal put. I think last time I saw it,
Oh.
they'd raised like $60 or something, but
Oh,
they
okay.
wanted to raise 30 grand, and they're like, oh, it's going to be for the search effort. And we're like, hey, listen, we got the because myself and the other investigator made contact with him, and we said, listen, we don't need you here. We got it. We got the resources. The family is fine financially, and also Coconino County doesn't need the help. Before I went, I talked to Coconino County.
Yes.
They credentialed me. This before I was brought onto the case. They credentialed me, and then they got back to me and said, "Okay, we'll take it. We'll use your help." They don't want these guys up there, and I think they were just trying to raise money. I never saw them up there once. I did get some calls from them. I got some, you know, other,
Yes.
like, it's just they're a nuisance, and I think what it is just being opportunistic, but it sure makes them look suspect. But I think
Absolutely.
it's more of a they're trying to be opportunist on the because of the situation, and um
In an ideal situation, if you're an ex, whether you're a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, you would have at least sought out the family before saying you're going to go search, because that's
100%,
that's what you
and
do.
yeah, 100%, and also because this just didn't look right. It initially will have all of the signs of foul play, and I'm not saying it's not foul play. We don't know. I
We
honestly am
don't
not.
know.
I'm not. It's not like read between the lines. We don't know.
Wow.
It's because we nothing makes. N- there's like a great counter narrative for everything. It's like it's easy to walk out, so it must have been foul play, but the car's locked and certain things are gone, like a sleeping bag and stuff like that. So,
Right.
and also it's just not like to camp out, to walk out of there. It's just not a hard walk. I mean, now if you're under the influence of something, and I don't know if she was, I'm assuming that could be the case. That could change things. But also, I talked to all the hunters in the area. There have
Mhm.
not been buzzards or crows working in big patterns during that time. So
Right.
it start again tomorrow. I came home to LA on Friday because I need to get some more stuff, and I head back about
For
4 in the
sure.
morning, and I'll be there all week, and hopefully we can find her. Hopefully we find her alive and just having a really hard time
Yeah.
um, mentally. But
Absolutely. One thing I really appreciate you, Steve, is that you work with law enforcement. You don't just go out there and say, I'm going to do this on my own.
yeah,
And I appreciate that you collaborated with them. And so I want to be very intentional of whatever I ask you. So thank you
yeah.
for allowing me to ask you anything. But also, my other question, did you talk to the witnesses that seen her disoriented or spotted her at the hotel? Do you know anything about that?
No, so we've seen, obviously everybody's seen the body cam footage from the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the one thing we have not been able to verify is the motel story with the euros. But there were some odd things going on, so it would not be completely. It wouldn't be out of line, and she does travel there, so nobody's discounting that. It's just that we haven't
Okay.
talked. We don't know exactly who got that story, and so we don't know what motel, and it has not been a focus of our attention because it does line up with other things well enough that it's like, okay, it's probably true. Because when the officer told her you should go to Love's truck stop, they
Mm-hmm.
won't bother you over there. We do know that she made contact over there, so
Okay.
we do have that stuff. I can't disclose anything, but she did go there. So
Okay.
the motel thing, it might be an interesting point. We just doesn't help us solve it right now, and but
Okay.
I wouldn't discount it because she was having a rough time.
So it's not pertinent to the investigation as of right
No,
now.
because
That's what I'm
after
hearing.
because that was before love. So anything,
Okay.
what we need is anything after the body cam. We know in the body cam we know where she was at, and that was the 28th. And um if this eyewitness sighting from this couple with their kid is accurate, and I think they are, because they told us exactly what she was doing and it lines up with what we know. That was at 6 a.m. on the 29th. So that would have meant that she goes over to Love's, and then that night drives up there in the dark and picks a place to just, she didn't have a camp set up, but
Okay.
she had the door open, and was walking out in the field. But there was also like this big bull elk out in the field. So it got people's attention. So she was probably out there taking a picture of the elk.
Do you know, this is a great question. It says Alana says, what day did they officially notice she was missing?
The family called in missing report person report on the 4th, and then they found the car on the 5th.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I thought that they found the car on the 5th.
They
Um,
found the car on the evening of the 5th, and I'm pretty sure what they did is they stickered it. Oh, so that sticker that
yes.
people might notice that was one of my big things. And when inspected the car, obviously I saw that that is a Coconino County sheriff. And it was a note saying either this car has been reported here for more than 72 hours, and
Mhm.
um, so it's subject to. And then that was the night of that was actually at midnight on the 5th, and then they came on the 6th with a wrecker and or a flatbed and with search and rescue, and they began search and rescue efforts right away. And I've got their search grids, and they searched a large area. Um, I'll look. Let me. I'm pulling up the picture from when I inspected the car. I'll tell you exactly what the sticker said.
Okay.
Um, because people were like, "Well, why did they take her car? How is she going to get out?" But the car was not drivable, anyways. So it just says it says 10/5/2023 at 11:58 p.m. and it has the officer's name in it. It says this is not a traffic citation, and the comment says if you come back, please call the sheriff's office at, and it gives that number, and then it says there's evidence that this vehicle was left unattended for a period of 48 hours within the right of way of the highway,
Wow.
road, or street, and it's subject to abandonment. So, you know, I understand when people are saying, "Well, you took her right out," but it wasn't not a drivable car, and we knew that they knew that she had taken some things out of the car too. Like, I think they did the right thing. I don't think they did anything wrong. If
Mhm.
anything, for evidence purposes, and evidence doesn't mean it's crime. Evidence trying to figure out, is there electronics in the car? Like we can figure out like what her thought processes are.
Yes. What kind of animals should we be expecting to see in this area, I
You,
guess?
I asked the same question because I've been up there alone the whole time.
I
Uh,
mean, bobcats.
they have mountain lion up there.
Okay.
So I grew up in Arizona. I went to high school
Okay.
there, and this is kaibab is actually, I'm not a hunter, but people that do hunt, they have a lottery every year to draw this zone 10. This is where like the biggest elk and biggest deer and stuff come from. The whole time I was up there, and like I said, I'm going back tomorrow. Whole time I've been there, I've only seen a pack of donkeys. That was it. I haven't seen anything else. But
Wow.
the hunters are like, well, they know the elk, and everybody know when they start seeing the cars to move higher up in the trees. So, but there is a mountain lion like every place you go, and because Williams and Ashford are small towns. Every time you go, it has a stuffed mountain lion, and stuff. So
Okay.
they're up there. But it's like I was freaked out going up there the first time because I went at night, and I was like, "Oh man, this is like
It's scary.
hills have
It's
eyes" type of thing. And then the sun comes up, and you're like, "Oh," and there's like people walking around. You're like,
you're
"This
like,
is."
"What are y'all doing out here?"
Yeah, this is like nothing. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get lost." I went and bought
Yeah.
satellite phone and all this stuff. I have, I put out my tracking links on Twitter because that goes through GPS, and you don't have to have cell.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was
"Oh,
watching that. I was like, "He's really tracking himself on that."
well, I'll tell you why. I don't mind. I put it out there. I don't care, because the boyfriend and this other guy that came with it, we don't know their intentions, and
Right, right.
they did reach out to me, and they wanted to meet with me, and I was just like, nope. And I just let them know I'm well armed while I'm up there, and like, don't it'd be stupid to mess with me because I got a bunch of people on Twitter following me, and everybody will know exactly what happened, So, um,
It's
I figured
interesting.
it was more of a safety move that, let them know like I got everybody watching.
Do you know if there's been any, like, card activity, or is that anything that's to be disclosed right now?
I know that I think that could be disclosed because I know on the Brian interview the parents disclosed that there's been no activity on the cards
Okay.
or her phone.
And this is a great question. Granny H asked, "This is near native land that cannot be searched by just I mean, can this be searched by just anyone?"
Yeah, this is state forest land.
Okay.
Actually, I contacted them before because like in California, there's really strict
See?
that I laughed about that.
I know your grocery list was pretty hilarious, but anyways,
No,
go
it was
ahead.
it was the tracking in the I just forgot to turn my tracking off.
Okay.
And I was after search, it was like 10:30 at night. I forgot to turn my tracking off, and I get a text from a PhD.
I know. But
And
you
she's
look
like,
pretty
"What
lost
are
in
you?
that
What
store.
are you doing in the store?" And it just showed me just wandering all around the store. And I was on the phone, and I was just wandering. And I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's my ADHD." And then I took a photo of what I had in my shopping basket at the time, and I just had two juices. That's all I had got.
You literally went all over the store.
I
That was so
walked in,
funny.
I was just talking on the phone, so, but, to get back to the native land, no, like out here in California and everything, it's like you can't use drones in state parks. You have to get special FAA clearance. So
Okay.
when I called up there to get clearance and stuff to fly, they're like, you're allowed to in state parks in Arizona. So no,
Oh,
this is all open. This is actually non-dispersed, or it's the same type of land that Gabby Petito was found, the non-dispersed
yes.
camp or something like that.
Yes.
And that could be a reason that she's going there too, because the officer did tell her in Williams, you can't camp in the city of Williams. So
Do you know, this is a good question. Did they use thermal tech drones around the car location?
I've been, yeah, that's why I use the thermal drone.
Okay.
It's not going to be a huge help here because it's really still really hot there.
Okay.
Everything's throwing off a heat signature, but I've been using, I have a AI detection software that can pick up, like, God forbid, remains or whatever. So,
Yes.
like right now, the footage is still being processed. It takes forever, but it picks up every little anomaly. And that's why, like, if you see in this drone footage, they're gonna have, if I stop in certain areas and stuff, it's because I'm getting a detection, and so I'm giving it more time to, like, process that area.
Gotcha.
So it gives me like a warning, like this is possible. Oh, that one's
I could hear it.
that was my phone.
Oh, I was like, that's your technology.
No, so it's telling me, like, okay, there could be something here. So
Okay.
I give it more time to focus on. So when it does process, or I'm just looking at it too through a monitor, if it's something. So
Okay.
that's why sometimes I'll zoom in. Yeah. So like there, like, um,
Wow, look at
and
you
see,
zoom in. I'm looking at your footage
yeah.
on your zooming in. Do you know, did they use dogs to track or scent or
Um,
anything like that?
So I know that yes, they search and rescue brought up dogs, and um they did. I've got their search grid. Sorry, it's the person who's
You're
calling
fine.
me. I've got their search grids, and they did use dogs. Yes. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Oh my
yeah,
god.
and I know that there's a private group. Think of like I think there's gonna be 5 off-road vehicles, so like 10 people, and I haven't heard how they're doing yet, but they're locals, and one of them is the sheriff, the one that knew, and the woodcutter guy, so they know exactly, like, well, basically what we know because we got the information from them. So hopefully, I mean, I think I would have heard by now if they had any luck, but
Okay.
uh, so they're up there. I'm heading back first thing in the morning, and
Okay.
I'm going to search with a couple of them. They're going to join me starting Tuesday.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay. So I mean, I'm gonna be following your page, because I know you're gonna be keeping us updated as best as
yeah.
you can. Anything else you want to share with us?
We're having the community search for Layla Santinello in
Oh, yes.
on um, the 11/11, November 11th. It was going to be next Saturday. We had to move it just to give her dad and stepmom a little extra time because they're traveling in from New Jersey, and with his work, because he travels for work. So we had to move it a little bit, but the 11th is a firm date.
Okay.
We've got the place set up. We'll be sending all the details, but we got, like
A
we got a
date.
business. We got a business right next to the marble slab. It's right next to
Okay.
the parking lot. It's a command center. I think last time we checked it, there was like, and I have not checked it in 4 or 5 days, but last time I think there was like 44 or 45 people signed up as
Uh-huh.
volunteers to search, and that'll be Saturday. I'll be there all week, so they'll be searching with um, train. There's some certain areas that our water, and we have a diver and stuff like that coming in, and we're hoping that
Oh,
and
okay.
there's possibly have a cadaver dog from a lady who works for the sheriff's department, but we're working on some insurance issues right now, so depending on that. But that so if anybody is around there or knows anybody around Kingsport, we would love
Any
the search support.
volunteers?
It's the green belt's a big area. When
Okay.
their search and rescue, Kingsport PD has done a really good job with that case, and but when their search and rescue crews were out there, there was up to 4 feet of floodwater, and there's just a lot of areas
Wow.
they could not access, and the dogs couldn't even access.
For
So
sure.
so now it's really dried out, and I had somebody last week go and do a bunch of scouting video for me, and it's totally dried out and accessible now. So, the family, there's been a lot of drama in that case, and since the time that we were on Blair's
So I've
show,
heard.
and just
I've
I
heard
mean,
about the
I don't
drama.
mean it like since Blair's show. I mean, we were on Blair's show, and everything seemed to be going
Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
things just it can be tough with there was just a lot of people involved, and some and so the investigation side of it for George and Brittany is kind of I'm just doing search and rescue. They're kind of like not with an investigator now,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do the search and rescue piece for them, and then afterwards if we need to set them up with somebody or whatever, we will.
For sure.
But
Oh my God.
yeah, so Layla needs to be found. So if anybody's in that area and wants to help, and even people that can't, if people aren't can't do the physical search part, we need people to help check volunteers in, because we need to make sure people check in and check out, and make sure nobody is lost out there, stuff like that, and hand
For
out water.
sure.
So yeah, we could use the support.
Awesome. Well, Steve, thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming up. Pebble says, and this is pertaining to Chelsea Grimm. Have they used a native tracker from the area?
Not that I know of, but I know that there's been local resources that have been going out there that I don't necessarily know of. In other words, it's not going through me. Um,
Okay.
there, I'm listen. We're open. I would, I would love that type of knowledge of the land and stuff like that. So if there's anybody in that area that knows that area and wants to help us, I'm open to that. My website has a contact form on it, or
Yes.
Twitter, if they have Twitter, and that'd be great. I'm not closed minded to that at all. It's a lot of land to cover, and if there's a
Yes.
native tracker, listen, I would love it.
Yes, guys, this is Steve Fisher, SF Investigates. This is his Twitter page, you guys. Check him out. He is very much a shaker and a mover and making things happen when people go missing. I mean, I would definitely, Steve, I would trust you if one of my loved ones went missing, because I know you're the real deal.
Oh,
So I
thank you.
appreciate you. Yeah. So it says a lot. Thank you so much for coming up. You're a channel friend, so you're always welcome up here. But
Okay.
I'm gonna be stalking your page tomorrow, literally, to
Well,
find out.
I'm gonna be driving back there tomorrow, so I'll be driving all day. But Tuesday will be when I'm back fully in the search.
Okay. I'll be
Yeah.
stalking you on your Twitter page
Okay.
tomorrow, Tuesday.
Sounds good. And
Thanks, Steve.
thanks for covering the story and everything.
For sure. Thank you for answering questions.
Okay. Bye bye.
Have a good one. Bye. All right, you guys, check out Steve's page. This is where you can find him. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can go give him a follow. If you have, that was a great suggestion from Pebbles, who said, have you used a native tracker? Maybe that is something that, Steve can convey to law enforcement. Thank you for putting that out there. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. I'm having to head out, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hopefully, we get some really, really good news out of the situation. And, I know Steve is doing really good work out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great, great rest of your Sunday. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.